Hey, good morning, everybody. Jason from MechHead Studios. Happy Father's Day to all the Father's Day out there. I know it's like 2 days early, but hey, I might as well say it now while I'm making the video. So, this is the Matchbox Cloud Chopper. It's one of those $10 toys that you find in the Hot Wheels aisle over at your big box retailer. It's been used for gaming purposes, which is what my intent is. My wife got this for me for Father's Day, an early Father's Day present, which I thank her for. Been looking at it for a while. Its availability is pretty common. It's not hard to find this one. If they're not on the shelf, give it about a week when they do the restocks, because this one, unlike the hovercraft, is very easy to find. Honestly, it quite is. So I've already opened the box. I haven't taken it out of the box, and I've got a selection of miniatures here to show you what you can use it for with your, as far as gaming purposes and scales and whatnot, just to give you a general idea. But we'll go over it real quick. I plan to work on this weekend. Have a couple D&D things I have to take care of for the kids for their game. But let's go ahead and jump into this real quick here. And let's see. Alright, so we're going to have to go ahead and, I thought it was, just slide open. Let's go ahead and cut this open real quick. Where does it go? There goes one. And number 3. Okay, so this doesn't open up like the other ones. There's nothing in this box. Don't worry about it. It's just trash. Keep this plastic though. This stuff makes for good windows. If you want to get a transparent window or something sealed, keep this on there. It scratches up kind of easily. But once you get it in, you shouldn't have that problem. Always keep this stuff. Alright? Save yourself some money. Throw this to the side. Alright, so here's the vehicle itself. The rotors, they twist like that to go into their flying configuration somehow. I'm already seeing a problem. See this bottom one? It's already hitting there. So it rotates. Sorry, there we go. It's hitting the, let's go ahead and turn on the flash here. There we go. It's hitting that. So right away, I already know I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove the top rotor. I'm going to remove the rear rotor. The only part that's metal, I believe, is this green part. This part is plastic. Green translucent glass, quote unquote, right here. So the door is supposed to be, I guess, one is here, one is here. This is a sticker application. This is painted on. This is painted on. But this metal rivet part is a sticker application. This part does not open, which is a shame. This would be great as a front load. Of course, you got the 2 wheels down here, or lack thereof, apparently. They are actually molded into that plastic. Okay, so to take it apart, you got to take this out with a precision driver. I'm not going to do so right now. This back door does open, which is probably the part you're going to want to look at. Let's go ahead and cut that rubber band off. There we go. This door is supposed to open. Okay, so this is the amount of room you're working with. It looks pretty vast. It's pretty good. And this is probably the part you're really most interested in. So we're going to start off with an Infinity Yu-Ching figure. I can't remember what his name is because I honestly haven't played Yu-Ching in a while. So, as you can see, there he goes in the door. Alright, you should be able to fit a whole squad in there. Like, seriously. Let's go ahead and close this up because this is just a waste. Yeah, we'll do it like that. So, he fits in there all the way. Now, you can see where the glass is right here. Or rather, the plastic for the viewing area. So you could fit, I would assume, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 or 10 of your 25, 28 millimeter figures in there without a problem. And quite honestly. And then taking them out, I'm just going to slide them out. There he goes. Okay, so the Yu-Ching, obviously they work. And this, if you'll notice, it has a nice texture to it. Other than where the gates are for the plastic mold, the injection molding. This has a really nice texture, so this will paint up real easily with a dry brush. And it's also followed throughout on the inside. I know my camera can't really pick it up. You see it a little bit here, but all this has the same texture. This is kind of empty. Nothing really much to look at in there. If you want it as a display piece, you're going to have to put some work into it. Otherwise, just use it as a dropship or a hovercraft, whatever you want to do. Anti-grav. For 15mm games, I've got a selection here. Not much I really have to do to show you, because obviously the 28 fits in nice. You can definitely fit a whole company in there. It's a little big for them. Now, these are, I believe, Z10 Conquest by Curson. So yeah, I mean, 15, you're not going to have a problem with 15mm gaming. Of course, somebody's going to ask, Owen, yeah, looking at you, where is the Micro Panzer stuff? Well, here's Micro Panzer. Obviously, they're going to fit in there just fine, perfectly. Can't remember which one of the factions this is by Micro Panzer. And if you haven't checked out Micro Panzer Studios, you're really missing out, because Jason does some great sculpts. I mean, these are amazing stuff. Yeah, there's like 2 different ones here, 2 different sizes, and these are the bigger ones for their 15mm game. Okay, the regular 15mm are, well, you know what? I'll just give you a quick comparison here. Yeah, see, Micro Panzer, you need to check them out. Can't recommend them enough. And as far as vehicles go, so I don't believe anything for 28mm will work, because obviously it'll be the size of this. Most recently, the Ripsaw from Fast and Furious 8. Oh yeah, fits in there perfectly. And with room for like, depending on the scale of figure, obviously 15mm, you could probably get about 4, maybe even 6 figures to stand in front of it. Come out. Want it to drop out. Looks really good. It rolls right out. Yeah, there's a Ripsaw. ACP Games from their Valkyrie line. This is not in production. You guys cannot get this. This is old. This was gifted to me by Jimbo. I love it. At some point, I'm going to paint it. I've had it for 4 years. I'm going to paint it. Actually, probably 6 years. No, 7 years. I've had this thing for 7 years. Yeah, I need to paint it. But it obviously fits in there really nicely. And again, you're going to have just this little bit of space. It's about 2 inches of space. About 2 inches of space you have between the front end of this and the end of the deck. So yeah, that'll fit up. Comes out really nice. Krusty's mech. The Ground Zero game. This one I'm kind of... Okay, the position that I have this weapon in will not allow it to fit just right. Otherwise, if I had the weapon in the down position, it would fit a lot better. But it does not. Just because of the way I have this railgun positioned. So that's not going to work. Relic Knight. I can't remember the tank. I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, from Relic Knight, I like it for 15. Yeah, it's going to fit. No need to like really get into that. And then some time ago, from the Age of Ultron toy line, this figure was out. It's made out of that cheap plastic. This was it was a clear red plastic, that rubber. But just for... And yeah, it'll fit in there. It'll fill up the whole bay. And I won't be able to close it. But it'll fit in there. Maybe if I put it in backwards. That's not ideal. Oh, okay. So yeah, it'll work. So there's really no need for me to go into anything else on it as far as vehicles going. And I've got this Hot Wheels I use for my Critical Mass games, Squaw Manta. As you know, Ral Partha Europe now owns that line from Critical Mass. They own the entire Critical Mass library. Really looking forward to ordering from them because I do love the Critical Mass stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff. But this is just a Hot Wheel. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know, I get flack for the wheels. I never painted the wheels, but I like them. And considering what I use the Squat Manta for, it fits my units perfectly as far as color scheme. But yeah, it fits. It fits in there without a problem. Which is what it's intended for anyway, for Hot Wheels scale figures. So yeah, this is what you have. It's recommended. I like it as a dropship. Like I said, the only problems I see is the rotors here. They do hit. These top rotors do hit, so I would get rid of them. And then you have this part right here where they attach. Like I said, this is die cast. If you want to cut it off, go ahead. I suggest using a jeweler saw and have at least 150 blades available because they do break rather easily. You can get them. There's like super cheap. It's like 20 bucks for the actual saw itself and 100 blades on eBay. It comes from China, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit if you're gonna do that modification type thing. But it's worth it in the long run if you ever have more die-cast vehicles. This part right here, the rear rotor, is very loose. I would recommend... Oh, well, that's why it's loose. It extends. I was not aware of that because it doesn't show it on the packaging. But still, this looks kind of weird. But that looked kind of weird too. So I guess maybe just fix this in this position and you're good to go. And if you want to keep those rotors, now they're free. I'm not going to keep them though. Alright. So yeah. Again, this is your only die cast part. This is all plastic. The view screens are plastic. The bottom is plastic. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws to take it apart. These wheels do not move. They are actually molded into the plastic. This front part would have been nice if it had opened up to allow troop deployment. Is it possible to do it? Probably. Is it beyond my skill? Most definitely. I'm not going to attempt it because I don't want to ruin it. But this is a game where belief of suspension is the major part of it. So if you just want to say, yeah, it opens up. Okay, it opens up. I don't think many people will argue with you. The only other thing is right here, if my camera would focus. See if I bring it in a little bit. Right here. Of course it doesn't want to focus. Okay, so right here in the front, this little square, you can barely tell what it is from the camera being out of focus. But it's the Matchbox logo. So you may want to sand this down. Use a very light sanding grit. Take your time to make this smooth so you can't tell that it was removed. Or leave it on if you want. Maybe you want to call this chopper the Matchbox. Who knows? Why would you call it Matchbox? Maybe it tends to crash out of the sky like Harriers, despite what the military likes to say. I've been to Okinawa. I've seen those things. When they take off, you take cover. I don't particularly like these right here. I guess they're supposed to be torpedoes. Might have to chop this down a little bit, make it into some type of rocket, some type of engine. Plan to add a couple things to it. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, and yeah, and then you have this on the bottom. Like I said, it's hollow. So maybe some milliput, maybe some plastic card, fill it in. It's up to you. I probably won't mess with that because honestly, nobody's really going to look at it from the bottom side. Everybody's going to look at it like this. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know what you think. Leave me a shout out. I wish I had a better camera. Of course, the focus is in now. Let's see if I could get this Matchbox thing in there. There you go. Now you can see it. But yeah, it's molded into the plastic. So anyway, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, have a happy Father's Day. And I hope to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Appreciate the look. Take it easy, guys. Have a good weekend. Later.